What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today in this video, guys, we're going to talk about Merit Circle and what's up with Merit Circle. If you guys don't know what Merit Circle is, well, you're about to learn today. TLDR, it has something to do with the metaverse and gamification. So let's go ahead and deep dive into this joker. Actually, it'll be a shallow dive. There's not a bunch out there, but we'll jump into it a bit. This is one of the biggest things that actually drew me to Merit Circle. The reason why is because there's so many people that are looking to play in these digital metaverse games. And the problem is a lot of people can't afford that upfront cost. And that's what Merit Circle is solving. So with Merit Circle, what they do is they allow funding, and it also gives other people opportunities for getting into these quote unquote metaverse games and playing in them. A good example is Axie Infinity. The upfront cost is a lot for people, and especially in other countries where they want to play this game, they just can't afford to get into it. That's what Merit Circle is solving. It allows investors and people to pool together, and it actually allows people to invest their funds into different, I guess you can say, digital assets in the game that allows people to play it, and they earn the money, and the Merit Circle protocol gets a portion of those fees. If you read in the white paper, they get about 30% of them. 70% goes back to the quote unquote game player itself. And on top of that, that's not factoring in the assets that it's picking. They're picking some pretty successful games, as you guys can look, and they got some serious investors as well. But just to look at some of the games they're in right now, they have Axie Infinity. They're going into Illuvium, Hash Rush. They're also playing in a pretty popular game called UFO. Star Atlas is going to be interesting as well. In my opinion, Star Atlas is going to be fire. It just hasn't launched yet. We're still waiting on it. But the Star Wars, sci-fi, Star Trek type of thing is just like complete fire sauce. A lot of people eat this junk up, and it will be kind of cool. But just take a look at this. They already have 1,200 plus scholars. 5,000 plus scholars a month. So they're getting more and more and more. They've already earned over 5 million SLP. That is a bunch. That is just for Axie Infinity. Look at these partners. Defiance Capital, Mechanism Capital. I mean, Yield Guild. Not even on here is Three Arrows. Three Arrows is invested in this as well. Yield Guild Games is basically, I guess you can say it's someone who owns a bunch of digital assets, or it's a DAO that owns a bunch of different digital assets in the metaverse, and it allows you to participate by holding a share of it. That's all. But I mean, it's the Merit Circle TLDR on it is allowing people who cannot get into the metaverse or play in these games to be able to do this now by being able to be funded by any sponsors and so on. That's the TLDR on Merit Circle. Let's go ahead and watch this hype video because it's kind of cool. Pretty good. Good. Swap Merit Circle. So let's go ahead and show you guys on the swapper what it's showing. So if you guys go to the main page, you can actually buy the token right here. We're going to show you guys it now. It's actually using the liquidity balance or liquidity bootstrapping pool. I always call it bouncer pool, but it's the same junk, different day. I know you guys are asking yourself, like, what are you doing? Well, me personally, I think it went up like nuts and ham. I think it's got to come down a bit in price for me to actually be interested in it. I'm not saying it's not going to go up some more. It's just I'm factoring in like market caps and values, especially what's going to be happening. There's going to be a lot unlocked in the future. Right now, there's really not that much. So typically these copper launch pads with Alchemist do really, really well. But there were some people who are basically sitting on some like 80x gains. But that's not to say it won't keep going up. Take a look at Solana. It literally goes nuts and ham. This is just a decision that I'm looking at because gas fees. But if you guys are a whale, you guys are interested in this type of stuff, and you aren't positioned in Metaverse, in my opinion, this is a pretty good play. I already have pretty good exposure to the Metaverse. That's why it's kind of like, I gotta wait till it's a little bit better for me to bite. That's just me personally. But hey, you guys do what you want. If you guys look into the white paper, The use case of the token is basically for governance. This allows you to have a voice and a vote for the future of the DAO and what they're going to be doing, where they're going to be making their contributions, etc. And hopefully in the future, there will be somewhat of a vote to say, hey, look, we get a portion of the fees that are earned for this. Now, this is how the token is distributed, and this is how the vesting is going to be. As you guys can see, it literally starts going up nuts and ham over the next 4 years to dilute it. But as you can see, it's pretty nice that the community incentives, 36 months vesting, that's nice. So they're going to have the community incentives. Those are locked for 36 months, so that's pretty interesting. You also have the team and advisors. Those have a 12-month cliff, followed by 42 months vesting. So that's also interesting. So it is going to be locked up for a long period before it's actually going to start being released. So it's kind of like a pretty big lockup. So it basically shows dedication by the team. Now the DAO and Treasury, there is no cliff, and that's understandable because they got to fund the project and move. Now early investors, they have a 6-month cliff followed by 36 months vesting. This means that after 3 years, they won't be able to do anything with their tokens until, well, after 3 years, and then the 6-month cliff. And then you have liquidity rewards, which are 12 months cliff after claiming. So when you claim, you got to wait 12 months from when you claim. Now the public distribution, which is going on now, there is no vesting period. So I like the tokenomics and what's going on. This is one of those things where the can is kind of kicked down the road. It's not a bad thing. That's why it's kind of interesting right now. But it's just one of those things, like, it's gone up so much, and the liquidity balancer pool ends, I believe, this Friday. But it's going to be interesting that what's going to happen. By the time this video is public, it's probably going to be over. But I'm going to go ahead and show this video in Discord for people in there. So if they want to choose to participate, they can look into it. So I'm actually going to be posting this as soon as this video is finished in Discord, and I'll be dropping it on public YouTube in like 2 days, 3 days or something like that. But anyways, guys, that is something to keep in mind with this. What really, if they had the tokenomics just like, hey, look, you're going to get a portion of the fees, this is what's going to happen, like it was set in stone, this would be like, okay, I know it's going to happen because, well, you guys can already see these crazy partnerships that they have on the main page, and you guys can see there's a ton of interest in this right now. That's what's kind of like, man, I wish there was a good buy-in, because look at it like this. With these balancer pools, they go up really quick, and the way they're weighted, it's harder for them to go down because more buy pressure is going to cause it to spike and sell pressure is not as much. That's why these balancer pools are interesting. But these, well, especially being in these games and early as they are, this is a huge use case. This is a pick and shovel, guys. If you don't know if Axie Infinity is going to win compared to Star Atlas, what if this game flops? Well, that's okay. with Merit Circle, they just move on to the next. That's the point. They don't have it set in stone. Now, if Star Atlas just takes a poop, then what happens? Oh, well, we're going to make Star Atlas too. Well, no, it doesn't happen like that. If the game's not successful, well, that's why the picks and shovels are better. This is why I like Merit Circle as a play. But again, I already explained to you guys my concerns. Hopefully we can have one of the devs on the channel. Maybe they can do like an AMA, break it down, and we'll see what happens. But let me go back into the white paper and explain a couple more things for you guys so you guys can understand what they're actually looking to do. If you guys look at their roadmap, scaling, hyper-aggressive scaling of community strategies, time-weighted staking, I believe them on this. You can tell in the price action of this token, it's literally gone nuts and ham. This started at $1. Like, it's crazy. Let me just show you guys a photo from someone on Twitter. This guy was like Joey Bag or whatever. Yeah, you guys see his name. I'm not going to say that. But if he shows like a chart, let me go ahead and get that up for you. So as you can see, a little bit of the market cap, or I'm sorry, not market cap, the Merit Circle launch, you guys can see it pumped up from $1. And if there's no more buy pressure, this is how the chart would be. I want to show you guys another photo by, this was an interesting chart that was actually from a guy on Twitter just tweeting about Merit Circle. So as you can see, this is from @DRANZXC. I guess he created this, but this gives a really good understanding of what's going on. As you can see, at a 5-cent price with a market cap of, well, this is a fully diluted, this is what you guys are going to see, but at $1, the market cap is going to be 79 million. Now at $2, 158, and $3, which is what it is about now, we have a $237 million market cap and $3 billion for the fully diluted. So I'm not saying it's not going to pump, but you have to factor in like the risk reward and then factoring in gas fees. It's one of those things you got to throw a substantial amount at it. If you're throwing like $1,000, you got to expect this thing to go up at least 20-30% just to break even, because those gas fees are going to eat you alive. Now, if you're buying in and you're just say you're throwing in $1,000, you're going to have to wait till it goes to like $550 just to break even. Now, you don't go into crypto just to break even or take risks to break even. That's what I mean about the risk reward. I'm not saying this isn't going to do really well. In fact, I wouldn't be doing a video on it if I thought it was junk. I actually really like Merit Circle, and it's just one of those coins I'm just going to throw on the radar. And if it goes down, great. If it goes up, hey, you can't win them all. Good for them. I'm rooting for you guys. Basically, when this bootstrapping event is over, then it's just going to be liquidity on Uniswap and so on. But here's also what's on their roadmap. They got tooling, decentralization, and then brand leverage. So in Q3 2022, expect a bunch of marketing. Not that there aren't already marketing now. You guys can see they're doing nuts and ham. But TLDR on this, if you guys are bullish on the metaverse and gaming industry, it's only going to get more and more pricey for some of the higher end games like Axie Infinity and so on for people to play. And people are only going to be able to play with sponsorship. It's same thing with like staking Ethereum. That's why I'm bullish on things like Rocket Pool. Rocket Pool is interesting. It allows a smaller user to be able to stake Ethereum and not have to go with the centralized party like Coinbase. So little things like picks and shovels, that's what I'm bullish on. That's why I'm bullish on Merit Circle. Got a lot of major investors. They got a lot of partnerships. They do a lot of ripping and rolling, and they have a strong community. Just look in their Discord and Telegram. TLDR, look for communities. This has a community. That's what drew me to them. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash at that like. If you guys want to join the Discord, you guys can do so in the link in the description below. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the description or in the comments below. Proverbs chapter 15, verses 23. A person finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word. Y'all guys can also catch me on tweeters. It's at Rent a Home Fast, like literally at Rent a Home Fast. All right, guys, I want to take the time to talk about one of our video sponsors today. It is B Global Finance. Basically, what this protocol is looking to do is have several different things integrated on DeFi, but TLDR is they want to have the cheapest DEX in the whole market. So 0.86% versus 0.25 on things like Sushi or Pancake, vested/lock vaults to increase APRs, multiple auto compound strategies. It will also be audited by CertEC, and they do have a public team. So you guys can see some of their investors and some of their founders on the protocol. You guys can also see some of their speakers they had on their project on one of their recent events. So here's what their roadmap looks like. Unlike other DeFi protocols, it'll look at something like marketing, more partnerships, more marketing, and well, bad stablecoin design. Well, with theirs, it's more like this. Launchpad with multiple strategies, project founders, and we'll be able to add a liquidity locker so it decreases dumpage. NFT collections, utility, extra APR, less fees, etc. Leverage borrowing, leverage lending, yield farming, and gamification and several DeFi protocols. They will have the cheapest DEX, vested/locked vaults to increase APRs, and multiple auto compound strategies, and they have the CertEC audit. Like I mentioned, they do have a public team. So you guys can take a look at them. It's B Global Finance. They are having their pre-sale. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And guys, this is a sponsored video segment. So just to keep in mind.